What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jess and I like books and makeup and just whatever the hell I like. Pretty much. I like iced coffee too. So today I'm gonna be doing a tag, which is the newbie tag, because I've been on YouTube for a little bit. I'm not popular. I just like having fun, posting whenever I want to. But as of recently, I've decided to just talk about some books that I enjoy. And yeah, I've been dabbling into that. So I was like, why not do the BookTube Newbie Tag? So if you're oh my God. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. Right. Number one, there's 10 questions in this. So I'm gonna start and I'm gonna answer them as well as I can. I haven't looked at all the questions yet, so some of these might be a surprise. Not prepared, I'm sorry. All right, number one, question number one. Why did you start this channel? Well, as I said earlier, I already had this channel, but I just do whatever I like to do on my channel, and lately I've been well, not lately, I've always been into books, but lately I've been super duper into booktubers, and I was like, why not? I literally annoy my friends with me talking about books all the time, so why not just talk to a camera and then post it? And then hopefully I can find some other people who like books, and then they can recommend more books to me, because it's a problem. And because it's fun, honestly. I have a lot of fun just getting all my feelings out about the books I've read. It's just nice. It's just nice. Okay. Number two is, what fun and unique things can you bring to BookTube? Now, I feel like I can definitely bring some sarcasm and I don't know. I thought about this question too. This is hard. Like, what can I bring to BookTube? What can I? Maybe some hood. Let's bring some hood into this. I don't know what I'm gonna bring to BookTube, but I guess I'm going with hood. Like some hood reviews and I don't know, like fucking, I don't know. Let's incorporate some cussing and and whatnot. Maybe a little bit more of, you know, Latinx creators, because I really want to dabble way more into Latino, and not just Latino, but Hispanic authors, because usually I relate to them more, because obviously I am a Latina. Well, not obviously, but I am a Latina, so obviously I would relate more to their books. So definitely I want to do that. So let's work on that, okay, Jess? This is a note to you. Figure out some more other than Julia Alvarez, because I love her. What are you most excited about for this channel? Honestly, the most exciting thing to me is that now I legit have an excuse to read hella more. And it's not really an excuse for like other people, it's more of an excuse for me, because I always like put it aside, like, oh, I'll get to that later, and then I just keep putting it off until finally I start reading it, and then I'm like, why did I put this off for so long? Like, I love this, like I love doing this, and yeah, I just want to read more. Like, there's so many books that have been on my TBR for years, but I've always just put it off. And now I'm just like trying to get through these books like this. So I'm excited to just, you know, for myself. It's a lot more for myself, so I can get more into reading, exploring new genres. You know, I've said in my couple last videos that I was not a huge sci-fi person, and lately I dabbled a little bit into it, and I was like, you know, this ain't that bad. So I'm definitely gonna dabble into more genres. Currently reading a Stephen King book, which I never thought in my life that I would ever pick up willingly, a Stephen King book, but it's pretty, I'll save that for the wrap up. But yeah, I'm like definitely exploring new genres, and I'm enjoying a lot of new genres that I didn't think I was gonna enjoy. ever in my life. But yeah, it's nice. You know, it's nice. Why do you love reading? It is my me time. That is when I just relax, I let things go. I stop overthinking because I am thinking about the story that I'm reading, you know? And about reading, it's like I know that there's going to be an end. So like I know some of my friends, or not just my friends, but people, because I've been told this, is like, oh, I can't keep reading. Like certain books just make me feel a certain way. But to me, it's like, I know that it's going to end and I will have closure. So I don't know. But I love reading. I love getting pulled into a different story, into a different area of someone else's life. Like, that's why I love reality TV, and that's why I love YouTube, because it's like you can just turn off your life for a little bit and then just, you know, hop in to ballin'. No, stop. And hop into somebody else's story, and it's nice. It's nice little quick escape vacation from your regular life. At least for me it is. Movies and reading both go hand in hand. Number 5, which book or series got you into reading? So it is a book, and it also is a series, so that's kind of hilarious, but it goes way back when I was a little girl, and it's not Harry Potter. Everybody and they mamas say Harry Potter. No, mine was Boxcar Children. Did you guys ever read the Boxcar Children? It was Boxcar Children that got me super into reading, because I was like, yo, this story is lit. And I was like, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, something like that. I was like, I'm reading all of these, and I did. And then when I finished those, what did we read? Oh, The Magic Tree House. Love me some historical fiction. I was like in that. I was like, girl, you better get in that tree house and go save the Titanic. But yeah, loved those books. So yeah, my first one was technically Boxcar Children, then those, and then the Lemony Snicket, which I want to read again, the Series of Unfortunate Events. I want to reread those because I really enjoyed them as a kid, but I don't remember a lot of like reading them, which is crazy to me. So I have put off watching the show on Netflix because I've been telling myself, I'm going to get to those. Haven't gotten to those. Another note for you, Jessica. Get on those. So first one, that book. Another book, I want to say The Boxcar Children got me really into reading when I was younger, but the other book that like really like sparked my joy for like reading, and I really genuinely enjoyed it, was Holes. Loved that book. Loved it. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, yo, this is great. And then our class went to go see the play, and I was like, yo, this is perfect. But yeah, so Boxcar Children, then I kind of stopped reading for a little bit. Like I read all those series all at the same year, and then I kind of stopped reading. And then again, what re-sparked it was the Holes. So yeah, that was a long answer for a quick question. I thought that was going to be a quick. Number 6. I was going to say 5. What question would you ask your favorite booktuber? My favorite booktuber. Who is my favorite booktuber? I don't think I have one. Oh, that's a lie. My favorite booktuber is actually Noelle Gallagher. I love her. I would definitely ask her, because I know she's from the East Bay and I'm from the East Bay. Girl, what's up? We hella cool out here. It's hyphy movement. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. What would I ask Noelle? I definitely know that she's a lot more into scary books, which is one of the reasons that like inspired me to pick up a Stephen King book. She loves them. But to be completely honest, it wouldn't even be book related. It would just be like, girl, where do you get all these earrings? Like your earrings every time. I think that was the main reason where I was like, I'm clicking on her, because her earrings were just so cool. And I just like her earrings. They're just cool. I feel like me and her, we would vibe. I feel like we would just get along. We would just enjoy things. Not just because we're both from the East Bay, but just because I just like her vibe, and I feel like we would just know, we get along. We know what each other are kind of thinking. I don't know. I'm rambling. I had a lot of coffee. Okay. Coffee break. Number 7. What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I'm not sure. I feel like there's a lot of things that I am very anxious and kind of self-conscious about. Like, I'm fairly new to really rating books. I've never rated a book. I've always just read it. I liked it, read it. I don't like it, read it, you know. I never really was in the middle with a book. It was always like, I liked it or I don't. And I never really thought about like a rating. So that's kind of hard for me right now. And also just being like the recommendation part of my books, like when it comes to genres, and like since I'm fairly new to that kind of stuff, like I said, I always read what I liked, and I always just kind of kept it that way, and I never really paid attention to what exact genres I really liked until I started watching YouTube or BookTube, to be exact. I never really paid attention to that, so that's fairly new to me, and I do feel like that's kind of hard because I've always just been like, you know, fiction, and with this, I definitely have been reading a lot more different genres, but talking about the different genres, like sometimes I'm not really sure what the genre would be considered or why something would be considered this genre instead of this other one. So for sure I would need to like kind of learn that kind of stuff, which gets hard for me because then I don't really get certain things because it's like, you know, I don't know, I'm fairly new to that. So adult fiction, adult reading, I guess it's fairly new. I've always just read young adult or kid books in the past. Okay. Number 8, when did you start reading? I started reading pretty young. My mom, I used to go to charter school, and I went to preschool, and my parents always read to me. It was actually some of my favorite times, you know, my dad reading like short Bible stories, to be exact. My parents would read me a lot of Bible stories, and we used to have a book study with like my parents and his friends, and we would all get together and we would all read the same book and we'd all talk about it, and it was encouraged, you know, for kids to read about it and learn about the Bible or whatever section part like we were reading, and discuss it and talk about it, and kids were encouraged to say what they thought. And so I was always around books growing up as a little girl, and when I was really little I used to go to this charter school. Obviously charter schools don't go with the rest of the district, they kind of go on their own path, and that charter school was known for teaching kids to read at a very young age and having them kind of very involved and interested in books. So I learned to read probably, like I already could read simple words in Spanish by the end of preschool, and then in kindergarten, like not even halfway probably, I could already read like full picture books. And then in first grade, I was already reading like chapter books, but all of this was in Spanish. So I did read a lot in Spanish. I read a lot of classics like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What else did I read in Spanish? I read some Judy B. Jones or something in Spanish. I read a bunch of books in Spanish, basically. So I learned how to read in Spanish first, and then when I went to second grade, I went to an all English school. So that was a culture shock, but also I needed to catch up, and so I had to do a bunch of extra like classes after school to learn how to do that. And I was specifically in this one that was for reading and writing, and we had the writing section first and then the reading section after. And like the reading one was just like they had us practice not just reading in your mind but reading out loud a bunch of little short stories, and I feel like that really just like taught me how to read more, because by second grade I was already reading series, you know, in English. So I was already reading series of different books, not just picture books. So I feel like I started reading pretty young, like I want to say 5 or 6 maybe, like actually being able to read something from beginning of the book to end and actually being able to read it out loud was probably then, but it was definitely in Spanish. Didn't learn to read until like second grade, so until I was like 6 or 7, 8. That's when I learned to read in English. Number 9, where do you read? Where do I read? I like to read everywhere. Honestly, the places where I read the most, like I fully sit down and I really get a lot of reading done, is actually when I'm on my way to work on the train, or BART. That's what we call it out here in the Bay Area, BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit. I read on BART on my way to work and on my way back, and then I also like to go to coffee shops and read. Kind of hard with the pandemic, but now that outdoor seating is opening up, it's a little bit easier. But also I just like to read, like I sit on my couch and read. I also have a papasan. I think you guys seen it in some of my videos. I like to sit in the papasan and read. And yeah, sometimes I sit on the floor. I've sat on the floor for hours and just read. Like probably the floor, the papasan are my two favorite places to read, but for the most part, I like going to coffee shops, the papasan chair, and then on the train, I like to read. Which, if you're like, I can't read in a moving vehicle, girl, I couldn't either. That is something you gotta kind of work for. You gotta like learn how to do that. You don't just automatically start reading in a car. And if you do, good for you, because I used to get the worst headaches. But you just learn. You learn how to like do that. So you could do it. Number 10 and the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? I like to read contemporary fiction for the most part. I like to read, or I used to really like to read historical fiction. Lately, I've not picked one up in a very long time. But yeah, contemporary fiction. I'm just a fiction kind of gal. I've just always been a fiction kind of gal. I go through periods where I like to read certain things, but like lately it's just been fiction. I've liked a little bit of romance, like dabbled in there, here and there, but for the most part it's just contemporary fiction, even with the romance, contemporary fiction, romance. So, fiction. That's what I like to read. I'm glad if you stayed this whole time. Yeah. I don't know what really else to say. So, if you guys want to get more videos of me and talking about the books I'm reading, you know, going through all that kind of stuff, just subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a like, and then maybe give me a comment so we can talk about books you like, books that, you know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. But we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.